412. Okay, that's the bill number you can be watching. Al, those are three changes within the Constitution that will be asked. You know, I may get two of them, I may get all three of them, or I may not get any of them through. Okay, but again, I'm trying to let the constituents and the taxpayer who's paying those bills have a vote on it. That's all I'm doing.
Sure.
Okay, if they don't want to pass it, then that's fine. But again, I'm getting these calls from my constituents, and that's why I'm running this bill, because those right now are most of the calls I'm getting. You know, it used to be insurance, Al. You know, and we've made some significant strides in insurance reform. And heck, some of those laws have just now gone into effect January 1st, and we're already seeing rates come down. And speaking about that, I hate to jump subjects, but being I mentioned that, I just want you I want everybody to realize out there to shop around on their insurance. That is the biggest thing that I've found to save you on insurance. Is, you know, we're sometimes we get in a rut and have a relationship with our insurance agents, and we don't shop around. And I can tell you, if folks will shop around, they're going to save money from what they paid last year.
Yeah, my mom had told me you better shop around.
Yeah, especially on auto right now.
Right.
I can tell you that. Yes.
Okay, we need to take another break. Jason DeWitt is our guest, and we'll come back with more. Stephen will join us as well on the other side.
KSYL. This is Dr. Jonathan Hunter. At the clinics, your health is our priority. Whether it's a routine checkup or ongoing care, we are here for you. Dr. Noah Miller, our newest family medicine physician, along with 5 other dedicated family physicians, are now accepting new patients. Schedule your appointment today. And remember, if you're ever admitted to the hospital, our doctors will see you there too. Most insurance and Medicare are accepted. The clinics, 1587 North Bolton, 445-9823, online at theclinics.us.
Need office supplies, janitorial supplies, or office furniture, either new or pre-owned? Then look no further than DTW Office Supply, with wholesale prices on a large selection of top quality products, all with the personalized hometown service that you deserve. We're proud to serve the entire state of Louisiana with daily deliveries right to your door. Visit us today at 1219 MacArthur Drive or online at dtwofficesupply.com. That's DTW Office Supply, your trusted partner for all of your office needs. Quality, value, service.
970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYO. Now back to Talk Back.
All right, we're continuing to talk with State Representative Jason DeWitt here on Talk Back. Jason, what would you say, are there one or two kind of hot button issues for the legislature as a whole this session?
Oh, no doubt about it, Al. There is, I would say, probably in the neighborhood of 4 or 5 issues that I'd say were hot topics. Of course, you'll have, we already having debate with the governor and the Senate president on the LA Gator funding, of private school education. Also, we're looking at different things dealing with CCS. In my committee, we've got, I know of at least 20 bills out that have some kind of component to carbon capture and sequestration. That definitely will be a hot topic. Also, government regulating AI. And again, I mentioned PBMs, pharmacy benefit managers. That also be a hot topic. I can promise you that.
Now, you're on the Resources Committee, correct?
Right. I'm on Appropriations, Natural Resource Committee, and Agriculture.
Because if I remember last year, the Resource Committee is where some of those CCS bills kind of went and died.
Yes, sir. That's correct. Most of them died over there in that committee.
Which I do remember you talking about how people had been calling you and they were voicing their concerns, and then also kind of balancing that with companies that are interested in coming here that say they won't come here if they don't have that component. Has your position on that modified at all since a year ago, now that you've maybe been back and talked with folks here locally?
No doubt about it. When I left to go to Baton Rouge, and if you remember, we started in April last year. What I have is the folks that call my office or email my office or text me. I keep up with who they are, if they're in my district or not, and whether or not they're for or against a particular subject. Last year, as you know, in Rapides Parish, a lot of folks didn't know a whole lot about carbon capture. And when I went down there, the people who contacted my office mostly were in favor of it. And when I came back home, we've had some town hall meetings, and it's very obvious to me that the majority of my constituents were not in favor. Once they learned about, a lot about it, there've been, like I said, several town hall meetings across the state. If you missed anything local, you could definitely go. And it appears that most of my constituents are against it. And I represent my constituents, and I will continue to do that. So wherever the majority of my constituents are on an issue, that's where I'm going to be, because I represent them, and I don't represent myself. I represent them, and I'm their voice in Baton Rouge.
I've heard some language, though, or some talk that if certain jurisdictions or areas of the state don't want this and don't vote for this, that it may even come back, well, you may not get as much money for other projects. To me, that sounds like kind of a thinly veiled threat. Are you hearing that? Have you felt any pressure coming from anyone in more of those leadership areas?
Well, I can tell you this. I've heard that from leaders in the House and the Senate. They've made those comments openly. I think as of last week, that there may be some consequences. Really doesn't bother me that much because, again, when I cast my vote, I think about my constituents, and I'm going to vote whatever my constituents are. If there's ramifications from it, so be it. But I'm going to vote whatever way the majority of my constituents vote, yay or nay, on a particular issue. And I feel good about that. I'm comfortable with that, and want to make sure that my folks back home will know that I'm representing their wishes.
Question from a listener: what percentage of those 1,300 bills do you expect to be passed, and do any of our current laws sunset, or do they just keep piling up on us? His words.
Okay, so of those 1,300 bills, typically I would tell you somewhere around, I would say in the neighborhood of probably 600 to 700, I'd say, we'll get through the system and pass. Or, like I said, in my situation, I've got a bill that's going to be a constitutional amendment. As you know, you can pass that bill with majority, but you have to have at least 2/3 majority in both houses, in both chambers, to be able to get it to the voters.
All right. Stephen, any questions?
I think y'all covered it all.
Okay, sounds good. So your typical schedule for BR, you kind of go down usually on Sunday or Monday, and then you get to come back for at least a day or two.
Yeah, typically the way it's been here this is my third session. Typically I go down on Sundays and get ready and prepare for bills for this week. Like I said, we typically know pretty much what's coming for this week already. I'm sorry, for next week, this week. Okay, so what bills are going to be heard next week? If you're in those committees or sit on those committees, you'll know what's coming. So you've got to do your homework, so to speak. And if you're running bills like myself, I've got a busy week next week, probably the busiest one I've ever had since I've been elected. And I've got 5 bills to present next week at, I think, 1 Monday, 2 Tuesday, and 2 Thursday. So this week, I'll be working Monday through Thursday, and that's a typical week. And Friday, they let us come back home to try to do, some work in a home basis in our district. So one day, typically, we're back home, try to meet with constituents and, catch up on what's going on in Cenla.
Sounds good. All right. Well, Thank you so much for taking time with us this morning, and I'm sure we'll catch up with you again during or after the session.
Yes, sir. Anytime, Al, y'all give me a call, Stephen. I can do these, typically fairly easy as far as calling in, okay?
Sounds good. Thank you, Jason. Appreciate you.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Sure.
That's State Representative Jason DeWitt, District 25. We're back after this.
Talkback is sponsored by The Clinics.
Louisiana forests once fueled our economy. Your granddad logged these woods. So did your dad. And now, Beaver Lake Renewable Energy is keeping that legacy alive, turning thinnings and wood byproducts into clean fuel right here in Pineville. It means more jobs, stronger forests, and a future that honors where Central Louisiana came from. Be part of Louisiana's next chapter. Visit beaverlakerenewable.com and find out how we're putting Central Louisiana back on the map.
Some smiles sound like this, while others sound this way. If you'd like to improve the way your smile sounds, the folks over at Today's Dental in Pineville can deliver. Over the years, hundreds of Central Louisiana patients have visited Today's Dental and then left completely satisfied. Their dental implant procedure is amazingly simple, low anxiety, and completely affordable. Today's technology makes your beautiful smile easier than ever. The staff at Today's Dental go out of their way to make you comfortable with calming in-office IV sedation that's administered by a highly skilled certified nurse and anesthetist. And their multiple finance options make the entire procedure truly affordable. Want your smile to sound better? Give Today's Dental a call at 318-448-4540. It's a general dental facility on Highway 28 East in Pineville, owned by Dr. Jonas Goche. That's 318-448-4540.
One, two, three, break!
KISS 98.7 HD, introducing 3 urban formats: hip-hop and R&B, urban AC, and gospel. On air, online, and on the KISS 98.7 app.
Now is the perfect time to call A1 Pools and get a nice in-ground pool installed before springtime gets here. Come on, stop putting it off and take the plunge with a new pool from A1 Pools. Plus, if you purchase a new in-ground pool from now till March 15th, you'll get 2 free sidewalk jets, a free dolphin cleaner, and a free saltwater system. Call A1 Pools now at 318-449-2093. Financing is available. That's 318-449-2093 for A1 Pools.
970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYO. To take part in the show, call 442-8255. That's 442-TALK-TALKBACK.
All right, we're back. Alan Stephen with you on a Friday morning, 318-442-8255, BOM Bank Talk Line. We got a couple minutes before the top of the hour. We'll get into much more conversation with you after the top of the hour. I want to remind folks, Stephen, the 30th annual Country Cares for St. Jude Radiothon is happening right now over on our sister station, 100.3 KRRV, brought to you by McDonald's in Alexandria and Pineville, as well as Say's Office Supply.
Yeah, great thing. If you hear the stories that they tell during the Radiothon, it's pretty heartbreaking, but it's a big service for a lot of kids going through the worst and for families. So it's a big thing for St. Jude, for real.
For sure. You can call in to become a partner in Hope on the Barksdale Federal Credit Union phone bank, 1-800-573-5425. And you can text to give thanks to Barksdale Federal Credit Union by texting SENLAW to 785833. Again, SENLAW to 785833. And you can always become a partner in Hope by logging on to the KRRV website, which is krrvonline.com. And a lot of folks kind of running in and out of here during the Radiothon.
Yeah, like I said, it's something we've been doing for a long time here, and I know they enjoy being able to help the DJs who are running it. And man, just those stories, though, they'll get you.
Mm-hmm.
Poor kids.
Yeah. So, all right. Looking forward to talking with the folks more in hour number 2. I think we got a few topics we can dive into. What do you think?
I think there's a few. I think things are happening in the world.
nonstop. It feels like it's almost breakneck at times. I don't even like listening to the news this morning. I'm like, some days it is just kind of depressing listening to the news.
I've kind of taken a break from like 24/7 consumption.
Yeah.
So I have my little time slots where I keep up, and otherwise you just got to move on with life. You know?
Yep.
Politics it's one of the most exhausting things to be a part of.
Yeah.
Like people who are in office.
Right.
There's something, you're just a good person or something's wrong with you, I guess. So. And I mean that in the best way possible. It's a tough job. So.
All right. We got much more coming up again in hour number 2, so stay with us.
You've been listening to Talkback. The opinions expressed were those of the hosts and callers, and not necessarily those of Cenlaw Broadcasting.
AM 970, FM 104.9, KSYL, and KRRV 100.3, HD3, Alexandria.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. The Pentagon confirms 4 of 6 crew members aboard a U.S. military refueling plane were killed when their jet crashed in western Iraq yesterday. Joint Chiefs Chair Dan Kane has just addressed reporters.
The incident occurred over friendly territory in western Iraq while the crew was on a combat mission. And again, was not the result, as CENTCOM has said, was not the result of hostile or friendly fire. We're still treating this as an active rescue and recovery operation.
He says the search continues for the 2 missing crew members. Correspondent Charlie D'Agata from Tel Aviv.
Images on social media appear to show one of those planes back on the tarmac in Israel, tail visibly damaged.
The war enters its 3rd week tomorrow. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth.
Between our Air Force and that of the Israelis, over 15,000 enemy targets have been struck. That's well over 1,000 a day.
No word on casualties after today's strikes targeting a square in Tehran, where pro-Palestinian protesters called for Israel's demise. Hegseth says he believes Iran's new supreme leader is wounded and likely disfigured. Investigators have identified the man who rammed his truck into a synagogue in West Bloomfield, Michigan yesterday.
The Department of Homeland Security tells CBS News he was Ayman Mohammed Ghazali, a Lebanese-born U.S. citizen. CBS News has learned a recent airstrike in Lebanon killed several of Ghazali's family members, leaving him devastated. FBI Special Agent in Charge Jennifer Runyon says Ghazali drove through the front doors of Temple Israel and down a hallway where a security guard fatally shot him.
We are leading the investigation right now as a targeted act of violence against the Jewish community.
Authorities found mortar-type explosives in the vehicle. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
The U.S. has temporarily lifted sanctions on Russian oil after Iran closed the Strait of Hormuz. Americans are smarting from higher fuel prices. CBS's Skylar Henry.
For Jim McKinney, diesel isn't an option. It's the fuel that keeps his business running.
When fuel goes up 30%, that is a shock to our whole system.
McKinney and his sister run Atlanta-based moving company Peachtree Movers.
You could spend $300 every other day on gas.
McKinney says if the spike continues, they may have no other choice but to pass some of that cost to customers.
Regular gas today, $3.63 a gallon. Republicans in Florida have passed a bill that would require people to show ID like birth certificates or passports before they vote. Duval County Supervisor of Elections, Jerry Holland.
It's a requirement that I reach out to the voter and give them time to provide the documentation.
This is CBS News.
The stars shine brighter on CBS Morning. This is a slam dunk.
So cute. Gail came in singing for me today.
On CBS Mornings.
Carpal tunnel syndrome, heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits.
In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTRCM.
4.
New information on prescription drug prices.
A new KFF health tracking poll finds 59% of people in this country worry about being able to afford prescription drugs, and most want the government to do more to regulate prices. Our contributor, Dr. Celine Gounder, is an editor-at-large at KFF.
In other words, people are shopping for medications the way they shop for airline tickets. The poll also finds something you don't see very often in health policy: bipartisan agreement. Roughly 7 in 10 Americans, Democrats, Republicans, and independents alike, say there isn't enough government regulation when it comes to limiting drug prices.
Steve Kathan, CBS News.
Cuban President Miguel Diaz-Canel has just confirmed the government there is holding talks with the Trump administration. The latest sign the country is opening to signing an economic deal with the U.S. as it faces an American oil blockade that's prevented fuel from getting there for 3 months. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Louisiana Radio Network, I'm John Burns. 3 reporters, including the executive director of Tiger Rag magazine, who also owns Louisiana Radio Network, are suing LSU for withholding records of payments to athletes. Here's Andrew Greenstein.
Scott Sternberg represents Tiger Rag's Todd Horn, Louisiana Illuminator's Piper Hutchinson, and WAFB TV's Chris Nakamoto. The 3 have requested records from LSU on how much public money is going to student athletes, and specifically, how much to which ones.
I want to know where it goes. These reporters want to know where it goes.
LSU claims those records are exempt from public disclosure due to federal student privacy law, and it says disclosing them would put the teams at a competitive disadvantage. I'm Andrew Greenstein.
Nearly 40 companies have filed rate decreases for auto policies since last year in Louisiana. Insurance Commissioner Tim Temple says customers will see savings when their policies come up for renewal, and if your rates don't drop.
The way I view it is, if I'm not with one of those companies that's taking a rate decrease, well, maybe I want to get a quote from them.
LRN. The Louisiana Department of Conservation and Energy is working with the U.S. Geological Survey to understand why there's been a sudden spike in earthquake activity in northwest Louisiana. Since a magnitude 4.9 quake last week, there have been a series of other quakes. Department spokesman Patrick Courage says one potential cause is what's called induced seismicity.
If you're injecting saltwater disposal wells in an area, there is the potential that could cause some tremors, some activation of some discontinuities or faults underground.
The Savannah Bananas are bringing their special brand of baseball to the Caesars Superdome in New Orleans this weekend. Jay Cicero, the CEO of the Greater New Orleans Sports Foundation.
They have taken to heart to make this a very exciting, fan-focused game. Unique rules, and again, 2-hour game limit, and then the rest of the afternoon and the evenings of fan engagement. It's pretty special.
Cicero says tickets are by lottery. Over 60,000 fans are expected for each event. LRN.
Problems. Everybody hates them, but from time to time, everybody's got some. And that's why everybody needs to know about Southern Air Heating and Cooling. Heating or cooling problem? Call Southern Air. Plumbing or drain problem? It's Southern Air again. Your power's out and you need a generator? Guess who? And you can keep those problems away this winter with a heating tune-up. Call Southern Air Heating and Cooling now at 318-777-5555 or visit us online at southernairnow.com.
Well, good morning. If you liked yesterday, you're really going to like today. With sunny skies ahead of us, 74 for the afternoon high. We'll see winds out of the south at about 5 to 10 today. Tonight, clear skies, not as cold as last. We'll get down to 45 for the overnight low. Now get ready for a really nice weekend. Sunny skies on Saturday, afternoon highs near 78, 83 for the high, and sunshine on Sunday. From the Cenla Broadcasting Weather Center, I'm Dave Gratian.
Talkback is sponsored by The Clinics. With 18 providers and 3 locations, someone can see you today.
It's Talkback, Central Louisiana's longest-running talk show. Whether it's the guests or the callers, Talkback is where Central Louisiana begins its conversation.
Hour number 2 of Talkback here on a Friday. Al Quartermont, Stephen Maxwell with you. Glad to have you guys with us as well on the BOM Bank Talk Line at 318-442-8255. What's my beef for today? It shouldn't be this hard to find out boys basketball playoff bracket information.
It grinds my gears.
Yes. Last hour I mentioned how it will be Peabody taking on Northside. Peabody, the 2 seed against the 12 seed Northside. Tomorrow at 2 o'clock in the Division II Select State Championship game. And I was trying to find out Marksville. I knew that they had won on Wednesday. I finally found the bracket on the LHSAA website after spending 10 minutes. And guess what? They haven't even updated the bracket. It just shows number 1 Marksville against TBD at 6 o'clock tomorrow in the Division III non-select matchup. Like, how hard is it to update your website? My goodness.
It's pretty important.
But it's hard enough to find it, let alone then they don't update it.
Do they have like a X or Facebook or?
No idea.
Oh. Well, they can't even keep up with all the different classifications and
I
divisions.
Know. It's
just too much for them.
It's ridiculous. We've talked about that before. So what are they giving out, like 12 levels of state championships this year?
You get a championship. Everybody gets a free. I'm just kidding. It's still impressive if you win, but it's just, it's very confusing for us lay people.
Yeah. I don't know. I've been utterly unimpressed by the LHSAA since moving down here 26 years ago.
Well, I'm going to let you do that.
Not to be that, it was so much better in Wisconsin guy, but it was so much better in Wisconsin. They were light years ahead of.
No, because all y'all did was ice fish all day. That's the only sport you had.
I guess.
Snowball throwing competition.
Curling. Don't forget curling.
Curling.
Yeah.
And cheese toss. And beer drinking competition. Those are easy.
Cheese wheel rolling.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Frozen turkey bowling. All right. 318-442-8255.
Did y'all have high school hockey?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. There was a school up, all the local schools where I worked in the Rhinelander area, for the most part, the bigger schools all had hockey teams. Rhinelander, Eagle River, Tomahawk, Minocqua. Some great communities up there.
Oh, I love Minocqua.
And when I first got up there in 1990, a couple of the schools didn't have indoor rinks built at that point. So their games were played outside.
Wow.
In the middle of winter.
That's awesome.
Those were fun games to shoot, Stephen.
I bet.
Well, it's snowing on you and
but you said
10 below.
You said the cold doesn't bother you anyway. So.
Oh, wow.
Cold never bothered me anyway.
Oh, yeah. That's why we're in here freezing.
Yeah. It is pretty cold. So.
I've lost my.
That was a Frozen reference. I hope you caught that.
Oh, really?
The cold never bothered me anyway. You don't know that song? You had daughters who were young when that came out.
By the time that.
No, that came out in 2013. So 10 years ago, they would have been what? 13 years ago, they would have been what?
Like 18.
Okay, that's probably
16
too old.
And 14.
Okay, you're right.
That.
Yeah,
they weren't little.
Okay, that's true.
I mean, I think
that was probably gonna like Frozen.
Yeah, Frozen. Anyway, we're thawing out because it feels like the heat is on now. So let's go to the phones. Good morning, you're on Talkback.
Hey, good morning. Thank you for taking my call. The cold definitely bothers me. Yeah. And I'm catching the Frozen on my granddaughters, but I didn't believe that song when I heard it the first time. I think it bothers everybody. But I'm actually calling about something Stephen said right at the end of the hour, the last hour, that taking a break from government. And, it shouldn't be that we require a break from government. That shows you that government is overly intrusive into our lives. And 1,300 bills, my goodness, how is he going to read 1,300 bills? Who is going to read them? Somebody's got to read them. And it's, Texas, their legislature only meets every other year. I don't know if they have the secret recipe there or what, but we've got to get it to where government is not our mommy and our daddy. And can you imagine how bad it's going to be if the Democrats win and they impose this socialism where they are responsible for everything in our lives? Our greatest leap forward in progress as a country was after the war between the states up until through the 20th century, but where the industrial revolution occurred, and we were moving because we were running our lives and government was small. Government was very small, and all government did was keep the bad guys out, and that's what it's supposed to do, and then settle disputes. That's why we have the judicial. But we've got to, as a people, and I guess it's going to have to come through homeschooling, because the public schools are what's fostering this system of everybody looking to the government for everything they need. That creates a system where people can use government to gain unfair advantage on us, and that's what these bills are. When he said 600 or 700 of them are going to pass, my goodness, I can't think of 600 or 700 things that I need regulated in my life. So we've got to, as a people, I guess, get fed up with it. I don't know how we get. I mean, we're wearing out our journalists where they're having to take breaks. That shows that the pressure is way too high. So, anyways, I don't have a finger to point except at the left, because there are people on the left who want government more involved in our lives because that they know they can ply it, they can use it to their advantage to get what they want, and usually comes out of us. Anyways, thanks for letting me rant. Have a great weekend.
I hear what you're saying, but the majority of the legislators are Republican in Louisiana. So
yeah,
well,
doesn't give you any pass just because you have an R in front of your name. It's a mentality. We've got to look to ourselves for our lives and not to government. Government should be the referee. You know, it's like a football game where the team is asking the ref to score a touchdown for them. That's not how it's supposed to work. And it can't work that way and be successful. That's the point. I guess I was clumsy in it. And trying to get across is that we can't survive long as a nation when everybody's just hanging on to the government. We've got to make our own way. That's how we innovate and pass our way. You know, China has the greatest IQ. And every year when they do these IQ tests, China always comes out the best. But yet we see our military is blowing away their hardware over there. And how is that happening? It's because it's not IQ, it's innovation. It's people being free to do what comes best to them and what they want to do. Anyway, I've spoken to them. Thanks. Y'all have a great weekend.
All right.
You too.
Thanks so much.
No, I get it. How many times have I said on here, like, whenever everyone complains about stalemate in Congress and this, that, and the other, I'm like, well, that's probably a good thing.
Yeah.
We don't need things passed 24/7.
No, it strikes me as pretty breathtaking that it's 1,300 bills, and Jason said they could have a couple hundred more filed during the session. And he's right. Like, who's going to read all that? Like, which individual, if you take an individual representative, is there any way possible for them to read through all of those?
I wonder how many of them are like, let's rename this road to this. Let's do. There's a lot of those type things too.
Yeah. I mean, when I looked at his bills, except for maybe the property tax ones, they're kind of more micro issues that deal more specifically with local things here. And at the same time, I realize not every representative will be required to read every bill, because the way a process works, you're going to introduce it on the floor and then it goes to committee, and that's where the sausage is made in committees. So some will move out, some won't. So for a lot of those bills, they're not going to probably read them until they get to that point where they look more seriously at passing them.
Or they just do like Congress and put all those bills into one and call it the big, massive, magnificent bill. Yeah. And it just covers everything that has nothing to do with what we thought it was.
Yeah, or being named bills that do the exact opposite of what they're called, like the Inflation Reduction Act, which increase inflation, or
just put everything into one.
We can go on and on.
Or you can, we'll read it after we pass it. So.
There you go. All right, another call. Good morning, you're on Talkback.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. How y'all doing this morning?
Good, sir. How are you?
All right. At least that wife's okay.
I was wondering about her. Hope she's doing well.
Yeah, she's doing pretty good. She's got a little case of Alzheimer's, and I have a lot of fun with it.
Oh. So you can make fun of her and then she doesn't remember it? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, she don't remember it. She'll laugh with me most of the time.
Okay.
Yeah, the other morning we was eating breakfast, and I decided I'd mess with her a little bit, and I said, "Hey, baby, I just love you to death, and I want to thank you for something." And she said, "What?" I said, "Well, last night you were the most affectionate thing I've ever seen, you're loving and you had your heart into it, and everything just worked out wonderful. And I want to thank you for that. She said, well, okay. And she ate a little bit more, and I could tell she was thinking. And Jackie, she said, you know, I hate I got this disease, and I can't hardly remember anything. And she said, you know, I don't remember none of that. I said, well, it's the truth. Went on about my business. I have a lot of fun with it. Look, I believe it was Monday morning. Y'all was talking about something that happened in Pineville that was kind of unusual for Pineville, and it was right at the end of the conversation. I just caught the last little bit of it. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
Oh, no.
I kind of got the impression that it was something illegal somebody did, and
in Pineville.
I just don't remember. I mean, I just didn't hear enough to let me know what y'all were talking about. I was late turning the radio on that morning.
Was it the shooting in Ball, and they thought they saw the suspect in Pineville? Was it that?
I'm sorry, repeat.
So you're saying that there was a shooting in the town of Ball last week, and the suspect is still on the loose, and they thought they may have seen him in Pineville, but turned out to not be.
Okay, that's what it was. All right.
Okay.
Well, yes, sir. I thank you for your time.
Yes, sir. Thank you, too. Say hi to your sweet wife for us.
I will.
Okay.
Every day.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. We'll be right back.
Talkback is sponsored by The Clinics. With 18 providers and 3 locations, someone can see you today.
The world once needed lots of paper made right here in central Louisiana. Now we're making a comeback with clean methanol. Beaver Lake Renewable Energy will turn Louisiana wood into fuel, creating hundreds of direct and indirect jobs and giving loggers a steady market again. It's not just a plant, it's a promise to our land, our people, and our future. Visit beaverlakerenewable.com and find out how we're putting central Louisiana back on the map.
From America's #1 travel radio show, this is your RM World Travel Minute, and I'm Mary Carey. Thanks for joining me today. There are many things to think about when we travel, and if you know me well, you know I am all about preventative measures when traveling. I like to do my best to prevent security risks when I travel, whether domestically or internationally. So let's talk smartphone safety at airports. Using USB chargers at airports can be risky, as hackers can hack them and pull your data. There are a lot of scams happening in airports around the world, but this goes for any public space you may be charging your phones. Here are a few tips to help you prevent your data from being compromised. Bring a wall charger and use a regular electrical outlet, or bring a portable charger, or buy a small device called a USB data blocker. They're about $10 and they're well worth it. They act as a physical barrier, allowing only power to flow through. And keep software and apps up to date on your phones. Software updates often include essential security patches, and your device is more vulnerable if it's not updated. So travel safely, and you can connect with us anytime at rmworldtravel.com. Happy travels.
Tired of noisy neighbors? Want to keep pets in and problems out? Sounds like you need a Promo fence. At Promo Fencing and Lawn Care, our fences don't just work, they wow. From classic cedar and pine privacy fences to durable chain link, sleek metal, and aluminum, even decorative fencing. We've got something for every home, yard, or business, big or small, residential or commercial, all with free estimates, expert installs, and small town customer care. Promo Fencing and Lawn Care, fences that feel like home.
If you'd like to take part in the show today, call the BOM Bank Talk line at 442-8255. That's 442-TALK. And remember, if you're looking to purchase or refinance your home, call Christina Bagwell at the BOM Bank Mortgage Department at 448-2430.
.970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYO. Now back to Talkback.
All right, we're back on Talkback. I want to thank also State Representative Gabe Furman. He listens to the show. He said, actually, the current legislature files way fewer bills than they used to. He cites back in 1997, they had over 4,000 bills filed in the regular session. And he says most of those are very minor and just make technical changes to existing law, which, when I was looking at the 12, I think that Jason had on his docket, a lot of them were kind of those, again, micro type issues. And Jason did a good job of outlining what are the major issues we're looking at this session. The Gator Fund for funding private education, carbon capture and sequestration, government and AI, and then also the pharmacy benefit program and how that's been hurting some of the small pharmacies. And then, of course, you'll have the budget itself, which they're kind of saying it should stay right at about the same that it is now.
If I was a state legislator, I would file one bill and one bill only.
What would that be, Steve?
And that would be everyone has to take a mandatory class for however long it takes to get it into your mind. That when you're turning in a median, you go into the outside.
Yes.
And not the inside.
Yes, 100%. Yeah.
Everyone has to take the course, and life in prison if you don't do it correctly.
We wouldn't have big enough prisons to hold everybody. Right, yeah. So, all right, let's go back to the phones then. Good morning. You're on Talkback.
I understand what UPS Dave was talking about government overreach.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's another side to that. We're getting attacked by AI every day, all of us.
Yeah.
Y'all know that?
Mm-hmm.
AI is mostly going to be used to commit crimes. And, if someone is ordering nuclear triggers from China, I'd like to know about it. How are you going to know about it unless you monitor their money?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, transparency is always important. Knowing things like that, very important. AI, we hear on the good side in the medical world that it's going to be used to heal diseases and advance us far beyond where we are now. But then we know that any technology will always have its nefarious side to it.
Right. So I don't know what that. Let smarter people than me figure this one out. But I want the government watching people to make sure they're not up to something bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Where is that line, right? Between monitoring those that have bad intent versus our privacy as citizens. It's a blurred line that's getting blurrier.
Right. And I'm not sure about digital money, the crypto money. Maybe that's a good idea. I don't know. I just don't know, but I don't know.
Yeah. I got you. I think you're like a lot of us. We're all just kind of watching this going, where are we going with all this?
Well, I was listening to these really smart people talking about AI the other day, and they were saying that in the next year or so, AI is going to start doing research through modeling research, and they can do research all day long, 24/7 on anything, and we're only limited by the amount of electricity we have.
That's true. That's why I think you're seeing the push to build these data centers with their own power, or definitely going to have to use a lot more of those resources.
Well, this one guy was wearing this shirt, and his shirt said "Solve All Problems," and he was saying that every single problem that we have will come down to a software problem.
Wow. Maybe. It may be. Wow.
Well, y'all have a great day.
Yeah, man. Thanks. Appreciate the call and the thoughts. It's hard to know where it's going. Even the people that invented AI, like there's a guy that he's considered the godfather of AI, English guy. I'll think of his name, but I've seen several interviews with him on shows like 60 Minutes, and that's what he'll say. Like, they don't really know.
Yeah. Do you really want to get me on this, or?
No.
Okay. Let's move
Not
on.
really.
Okay.
Since we have another call.
Yeah, thank you.
Good morning. You're on Talkback.
Well, two things. Most important is KALB ever going to be back on local cable?
I think they were taken off Dish. That's the only one that they were taken off of, right?
Okay, so I guess I have to get rid of Dish to get KALB.
Yeah, you have to go to Direct until they have a dispute.
Okay.
Then you have to go back to Dish.
Okay, well, the other question I have, or suggestion, I heard the representative call and talk about his bills. and you're talking about the bills that go forward. Well, it appears to me that all the representatives are hiding behind the mean old Senate committees. They'll pass something overwhelmingly in our House of Representatives in the state, and it goes forward to some committee in the Senate, and it just dies. Now, I've heard Moon speak and say that the House can easily manipulate or strong-arm the Senate and refuse to to pass stuff that the Senate sends back. The few things that they do, especially things like insurance.
Mm-hmm.
So I would ask that the two of you and Nathan, if he's listening, when a representative calls in and talks about what he or she is going, or what's going on and what's going to the Senate, ask him, well, okay, what are you going to do as an individual, as in a collective body in the House, when these issues are basically tabled and disappear in the Senate?
Okay.
I mean, they had a number of bills that went to the Senate last year from the House that were passed overwhelmingly that dealt with insurance, and they just died.
Yeah.
And if, let's see, Jay Lunatic is still around, why don't you ask him about that?
I know we had him on last year, and I'm pretty sure we did talk about it. But yeah, we'll offer him the invitation to come on again. I'm sure he will.
Jay Luna's a good guy. We shouldn't call names.
Well, I mean, I'm just representing my favorite talk show host that comes on after you two guys.
Okay. Well, yeah. All right. Well, thank you for the call.
Catch you later.
We will be right back.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Stock futures are rebounding as crude oil futures move lower, and reports show a weakening U.S. economy and tame inflation. And in that bad news is good news kind of way, that's all giving new life to hopes the Fed will cut interest rates soon. Sources say Amazon is moving its annual Prime Day sale to June from July, possibly to get a jump on competitors Walmart and Target. It also pushes the sale bumped up a quarter for Amazon to Q2. The film industry front and center heading into Oscars weekend, with Hollywood in existential crisis, with tens of thousands of layoffs and declining attendance at theater chains. But ABC has sold out of ads for Sunday's Oscar, with Rolex, Burger King, Verizon, and Starbucks among the sponsors. Also, some potentially good news for movie theaters. Universal is extending the time movies will play exclusively in theaters. And Netflix is confirming it will make a sequel to its blockbuster K-pop Demon Hunters movie. Denise Pellegrini, Bloomberg Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, prepare for takeoff.
United Express flights to Houston are taking off in May from Alexandria International Airport. Reservations are now open for twice daily flights operated by SkyWest Airlines. Skip the drive. With nonstop service to Houston, you're one step closer to nearly 200 destinations worldwide. And if you're a United Mileage Plus loyalty member, you can earn miles for your flights.
Houston, we have liftoff.
Book now at flyaex.org/united. Reunited. And we're so excited.
Attention all real estate agents, property owners, and lenders. When you or a client needs a real estate attorney, call the professionals at Thompson Law Firm. Whether the legal matter is basic or complex, the Thompson Law Firm can accurately guide you or your client to a successful outcome. That's why numerous industry professionals have trusted the Thompson Law Firm for years. They also handle estate planning, successions, and business law. Call them at 473-0052. I am a paid non-client attorney spokesperson.
All right, question. Are you a fraud-paying American? You know, 1 in 4 tax-paying Americans have been a victim of identity fraud. Now, with LifeLock, if your identity is stolen, they will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Last year, billions in refunds were stolen. Now, could be from your salary or overtime or a second job. It's gone. But this year, you do not need to stay a victim. Save up to 40% off your first year. Use the promo code Hannity. Just go to LifeLock.com today.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term.
Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Well, good morning. If you liked yesterday, you're really going to like today. With sunny skies ahead of us, 74 for the afternoon high. We'll see winds out of the south at about 5 to 10 today. Tonight, clear skies, not as cold as last. We'll get down to 45 for the overnight low. Now get ready for a really nice weekend. Sunny skies on Saturday, afternoon highs near 78, 83 for the high, and sunshine on Sunday. From the Cenla Broadcasting Weather Center, I'm Dave Grayson.
970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYO. Now back to Talk Back.
Hello, everyone. I'm Billy Nungas, Lieutenant Governor of the Great State of Louisiana. It's time for the 3rd Annual Moon Pie Festival in Ball, Louisiana, Saturday, March 14th. Come enjoy the music, the food trucks, the games, the moon pie eating contest, a moon pie cook-off. We'll have 10 different flavors of moon pies for sale. Great vendors, great crawfish. It's a sweet celebration. You don't want to miss it. Have a great time. I'll see you in Ball.
All right.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
They're going to have perfect weather for that tomorrow.
I like me a good moon pie. Do you like them?
Yeah, they're okay. I don't eat too many of them, that's for sure.
When I get a hold of them, they're pretty solid.
I will say the birthday cake one looks really good.
It's 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
Very good.
I'd like, if I have a donut, which I rarely do, but I like kind of like those cake type donuts.
No.
Those aren't good.
No.
Yeah.
I like bear claws if we're going to be talking about donuts. Love a good bear claw.
They're solid. A solid choice.
Those are really good. And those,
we haven't had donuts here in a while.
We had some yesterday.
What?
Yeah. Maybe if you didn't stop taking days off your calendar here, you would have had some. Next thing you know, I was going to say, I'm going to do once a quarter, 1 day a quarter. I'm just kidding. But, yeah, we had donuts yesterday. Daylight donuts. You ever had the cinnamon roll over at Shipley's, the mega cinnamon roll?
I don't think so.
It's bigger than your head.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Okay.
But, yeah, Moon Pie Festival this weekend is going to be hopefully a lot of fun. Moon pies and RC colas.
There you go. All right, and the weather, like we said, will be perfect. All right, let's go back to the phones again on the BOM Bank Talk line. Good morning, you're on Talkback.
Oh, good morning, you two. Donuts, bear claws, birthday cake, moon pies. This has got to be the Friday Good Health Hour.
It is, yeah. You know what I could really go for is an Italian beef sandwich.
Oh, with peppers, absolutely. Got to have the sweet and hot peppers, and it's got to be dipped. You got to get it dipped, but don't go overboard. Ask them for an easy dip. That makes it so much better. Otherwise, 100%. It's a roast beef soup. So
it's one of the few good things about Chicago, I will say. In fact,
one of the last things.
When I went to Marquette, we had a restaurant right there on Wells Street on campus called Chicago's, and that's what their specialty was, Chicago Italian beef.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the best, if anyone ever gets up here, which I'm not encouraging it, is Johnny's Roast Beef. It's on West North Avenue. Just remember Johnny's Roast Beef, one of the best ever. It's just so good. And I go a couple times a year. It's really, it's a, well, actually, I go when I'm depressed.
So like every other week?
Eat my way. Yeah. just eat my way through the day. You know, I was going to, you guys were saying that those tech giants that you were talking, they use the excuse of, well, we really don't know where the technology is going. As for a 30-year tech veteran here, I'm going to say they know exactly where it's going, and they are steering it to, I mean, it might as well be on rails. I mean, that's how steadfast they are with what they're going to do. Because, I mean, right now, and I've been being recruited, and I'll explain this as time goes by, but you keep an eye on these two, keep an eye on the Clarity Act. This is the one that's going under the radar, that if you're not in finance, You might not be able to get all the news. You might not be getting all the news on it, but it is literally one of the most important bills that's going to transform our banking sector for the next 100 years. And right now, we are in a major battle as consumers versus the banks, because the banks don't want to fudge on being able to give you interest on holding certain cryptocurrencies. And that is got to clean itself out, because right now we've got if your local bank or any, and this isn't a hit piece on the banks, because they have the right to defend what they built for the last 100 years, and it needs to be fair all around. But they don't want to give rewards, and there's a real problem with everybody moving their capital out of banks, because right now you're getting an interest rate of about maybe 0.05 or 1%, and the margins are extremely thin. But with these new guys like your Coinbase and your Kraken and your Crypto.com, they're just actually going to be the new banks. And without all the overhead and physical locations and all this stuff, and with the AI coming in, they risk a capital flight, and this is massive, by the end of the year of 20%. So this is going to be possibly devastating for banks, and for your local bank, just help them out. If you have a local bank or one of these smaller, bigger banks, offer to help them out. That's what I did. I went to the credit unions because they're non-competitive, and I like to keep my communities together. And I went in and said, how can I help? How can I help you guys research? Can I be on your team to help you with these solutions? And they were all game, all about it. So they're all for helping people. Don't get it wrong. Now, these big guys, the big guys that we all know that have, well, let's just say they have their own nefarious tidings and dealings and things they got to deal with. Those are the guys that are really trying to hurt you. Your local banker or your local city banker, those are the guys that are trying to help you. So just pay attention, because they know exactly where this is going. And once this law passes, you're going to see massive changes in in our money. I believe personally that the cash is probably going to go away. I mean, if anybody looks at any of their dollars, you won't see any new money. All the money is back from 2017 or 2015 with the last Treasury Secretary signing it and stuff. Nothing's new. So that's getting all returned and taken out of circulation. And there's going to have to more than likely be some kind of event, right? Because to create to get everybody to agree to a crisis, you got to have an event, whether it's putting on a mask or not. This is going to cause everyone to have to be forced to use the cryptocurrency, because we need what you guys were talking about earlier. It all goes back to transparency. And they know the people are angry. They know that we're getting our money is not being looked after properly through government. And all the callers too, the whole thing about being reliant on the government, the whole dynamic is going to shift, and it's being put back on us. And that's not just with our money and finances. It's going to be with literally enforcing laws, I think, because there's going to be capital flight out of everything, which is including taxes, governments, everything, because all this stuff can skirt your local governments and local taxes. And it's all coming to a head like tomorrow. Wow. And I just think, so I hope I can, be clear and inform people and give it just enough tidbits to get you guys through the weekend, just to look at it a little bit. And, it's just something to really be aware of, because it seems like everybody knows something is happening, and we know we're coming up to some kind of event. We don't know what it is, but I believe this is what the event will be. It'll be a change in how we view money as a whole and a human race. So look into it. The Clarity Act and the Genius Act that was passed. It's all about crypto, and it's all about the bank. So thanks a lot for being here this week, you guys. I was listening every day, but I just didn't have a chance to call in.
Oh, well, we appreciate you so much. Thank you.
You got it. We'll talk soon, and you guys both have a great weekend.
All right. God bless. We'll be right back.
KSYL.
Need office supplies, janitorial supplies, or office furniture, either new or pre-owned? Then look no further than DTW Office Supply, with wholesale prices on a large selection of top quality products, all with the personalized hometown service that you deserve. We're proud to serve the entire state of Louisiana with daily deliveries right to your door. Visit us today at 1219 MacArthur Drive or online at dtwofficesupply.com. That's DTW Office Supply, your trusted partner for all of your office needs. Quality, value, service.
Got a big day ahead of you? Then it's best to fuel up with some of Cenla's best at Bricato's restaurant. Walk right in and just smell that home-style cooking. Place your order, take a seat, and do breakfast right till 9:30 this morning. Get fresh biscuits, eggs any way you like them, melt-in-your-mouth pancakes, grits, hash browns, sausage, bacon, even wraps and sandwiches. And don't forget their fresh brewed coffee. Mercado's Restaurant, 28 West, right across from the Coliseum. Your breakfast is waiting for you.
970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYL. To take part in the show, call 442-8255. That's 442-TALK. Talk back.
So I looked up what the Clarity Act is. It's very interesting, actually. Basically, the problem it's trying to solve is that for the past decade, the U.S. has regulated crypto through enforcement rather than legislation. When the Security and Exchange Commission wanted to act against a crypto company, it filed a lawsuit and argued that whatever asset was involved qualified as a security under laws written in the 1930s. That's always a good way to govern, right? When companies asked the SEC for clearer rules, the agency told them to register without providing a registration pathway designed for digital assets. The result was a market that operated in permanent legal uncertainty. So what the bill would actually do is classify digital assets into three categories. Securities fall under SEC jurisdiction as they do today. You would have digital commodities defined as digital assets intrinsically linked to a blockchain whose value derives from the use of that blockchain fall under the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, CFTC. Stable coins would be treated as a separate category under shared SEC and CFTC oversight. And the classification question, which has defined years of regulatory litigation, would get a statutory answer. Secondly, it would give the CFTC exclusive regulatory jurisdiction over spot and cash markets for digital commodities. And third, create a provisional registration regime. Companies that register during an initial period. And then fourth would protect decentralized finance. Fifth, create a new capital raising pathway for digital asset projects. And then finally, sixth, this is what earned the bill its name, would prohibit the Federal Reserve from issuing a central bank digital currency to individuals directly or indirectly. I was reading that on a website called fintechweekly.com, fintechweekly.com, or fintech, FINTECH weekly.com. I just had Googled the Clarity Act, and that was the first thing that came up. So, interesting. I really don't understand what it all means, but I think Brad's right. I think the way we do money is going to change dramatically.
Yeah, I rarely have cash, so.
Yeah, I mean, it already has changed dramatically. I started seeing that even 10 or so years ago when I was hiring new people at the TV station, and okay, we need a canceled check so that we can do your direct deposit. Oh, well, I don't have a checking account.
Yep.
Or I don't have checks. That's what it was.
Somebody asked me for checks the other day, and I was like, I haven't had that in years.
That's interesting.
Yeah, there's no way. Why would I even pay for checks? I guess for that one specific thing.
Yeah. I mean, there are still a few applications where you might need a check, but they're becoming fewer and fewer.
Just use my Neuralink, and you can just get all my money from there.
Your Neuralink?
Yeah, my brain chip that we're all gonna have.
Oh, he made a joke, folks.
You're gonna have a brain. Everyone's gonna have a brain chip, and that's how you're gonna do your business.
You're gonna get that mark of the beast, are you?
And that way, the government can know if I'm thinking about something bad. And they'll just correct it some way or another.
Use technology to correct it.
That's right.
I mean, sometimes you almost wish we did have that in limited applications, like which people are going to commit terrorist acts, for example. It's like if only we could know. So, for example, like this guy from the Old Dominion shooting yesterday. In 2017, the Trump administration had asked a federal judge to sentence him to 20 years. The judge sentenced him to 132 months and 5 years supervised release. Then the Biden administration released him in December of 2024, and now you got somebody that's dead. It's like, I feel like we keep seeing these patterns, these things happening over and over again. It's like, if only they kind of gave you signs. Well, they did. You just didn't adhere to them. It's crazy.
It's a tough one. And
but man, how about the cadets? Once that dude opened fire, they like sprung into action and took him out.
Yeah, good for them. Yeah. Shows you good people with guns can help stop.
No, they
like
didn't have
that.
guns. They had a knife. They took him out. Yeah, you didn't read about
Good
it?
people with weapons. No, I haven't. Sorry.
Well, he went in and he asked the class if it was an ROTC class, and they said yes. And then he shot the instructor, and then the other cadets took him out.
Golly.
Yeah. Crazy stuff. But and then you had the other incident which happened in Michigan yesterday, where somebody tried to take out people in a synagogue, and the security officer took him out first. It just seems like we're seeing more and more of these incidents that are happening recently. So keep your head on a swivel, as they say.
And I just wish there was one bill that we could get passed and we could find the money for it. And I don't know how much it would cost, but in today's world, we should have some sort of security worker, officer at every school daycare in Louisiana.
Yeah.
I think it's worth it.
Absolutely.
I mean, because something happens and then we're outraged and then it goes away and we kind of forget about it. And like, I just never thought it would happen here, but they do. They happen everywhere. I just wish that was something we could really get going.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it's astronomical money and prices. But the life of our children really shouldn't have that much of a price on it.
Absolutely. It needs to be a priority.
And I'm glad the public schools here have SROs. That's great too. And, but it's tough all across the country. Horrible stuff.
All right. Meanwhile, seen video of security lines in places like Austin, Texas this morning as the partial government shutdown continues. You're not really hearing a lot about it other than the TSA impact, where for the second time in 6 months, these people are having to work without getting paid. Meanwhile, Senate, Congress, they take their 4-day weekends and don't worry about it. It's really outrageous. It's really outrageous.
I kind of forgot we were in a government shutdown.
Yeah, well, I mean, Homeland Security is shut down right now, which makes a lot of sense while we're in the midst of a war.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, isn't it?
Jeez. But you would not even know about it or hear about it if it weren't for the TSA situation.
Yeah, we only care about things that impact us directly.
Right, I was going to say, because people are being negatively impacted by it. So, all right, we will be right back.
Talkback is sponsored by The Clinics.
This is Dr. Jonathan Hunter with The Clinics. We provide primary, family, and chronic care along with gastroenterology, podiatry with on-site lab and x-ray services. I'm pleased to welcome family physician Dr. Noah Miller to our team. We are currently accepting new patients and same-day appointments are available. If you're admitted into the hospital, our doctors will see you there as well. Most insurance and Medicare are accepted. The Clinics on North Bolton, 445-9823, and online at theclinics.us.
Tired of that same plumbing issue? Call Southern Air Heating and Cooling. Plumbing problems, large or small, Southern Air will fix them all. And you'll get service with no delay from certified technicians the very same day. Take advantage of our $99 drain clearing special and our 0% financing for those larger jobs. Call Southern Air Heating and Cooling at 318-777-5555 or visit us online at southernairnow.com, the official heating and cooling provider for LSU football.
970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYO. To take part in the show, call 442-8255. That's 442-TALK. Talk back.
All right, it's the last segment of the week. Let's just run down a couple of things for you. First of all, the LSUA Generals. They'll be playing tonight in the NAIA National Championship first and second round sub-regional. They'll take on Eastern Oregon at 7 o'clock. LSUA comes in as the number 5 seed. The regional is in Langston, Oklahoma. Langston is the 4th seed in the bracket, and they will take on 13th seed Bethel. And then the winners will play each other tomorrow night for a trip to the Final 16, which will be in Kansas City coming up, I believe, next week or the week after next. So good luck to the Generals. It'd be nice if they get a chance to return to the NAIA Sweet 16.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Again, Peabody, the War Horses, play tomorrow against Lafayette Northside High School in March Madness. That'll be 2 o'clock down at the Burton Coliseum. So good luck to the War Horses. That would be Peabody's 12th state title under Charles Smith. So that'd be pretty awesome to see, for sure.
I wonder when the last one was.
Last Peabody championship?
Yeah.
Good question.
Not in the last 5 years, huh?
Yeah, it was, I want to say around 20 or 2021.
Okay.
Somebody might know. But, yeah, I want to say it was recent. Probably can look it up in a second.
Hope they get it.
Yeah, definitely. All right, let's take another call. Good morning, you're on Talkback.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
I just want to let everybody know that Tioga High School FFA has their greenhouse open for your tomato plants and vegetable plants and some floral plants. So they probably sell them at a discount compared to retail stores. So, and it helps the FFA at Tioga High School. It's at the greenhouse behind the auditorium there.
Okay.
So just want to let everybody know they're open for business. I just went by there and picked up several plants at a great price.
Ah, very nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, thanks for letting us know.
You bet. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
I appreciate it.
Also, I used
Also,
to be an FFA.
You
I
were
was an expert chicken judge.
a chicken judge?
Uh-huh. Poultry judge. It was interesting.
Poultry. Okay.
Yeah. That's all. What were you saying? I'm sorry.
No. I was just going to remind people that we have the 30th annual Country Cares for St. Jude Radiothon happening over at our sister station, KRRV. So if you want to check that out, you can call in 1-800-573-5425 to become a partner. You can also text SENLAW to 785833. So we hope people will help out in that effort.
If you want to make a difference in a child's life, in Alexandria tomorrow at the Church of Latter-day Saints off Versailles Boulevard, they're having a blood drive with LifeShare for a little boy named Declan who needs blood transfusions, I believe, daily due to some rare medical issue. And so they'll be doing a blood drive for him. They don't care about blood type, is what they were saying. Also, they'll be doing some other things like creating care bags for the homeless, all sorts of different things. So good community event. The address is 611 Versailles Boulevard in Alexandria tomorrow in the morning. So people stop donating.
Yeah. Speaking of donations, thank you to one of our loyal listeners who always drops off care packages for me. So I really appreciate that. Got a few goodies there, Steve. Maybe I'll even share with you.
Oh, thank you.
The last time Peabody won a state championship, 2024. Before that, it was 2020.
Oh, so they recently won.
Yeah. Okay. So the 2021, if I remember right, they played that because it was the COVID year. I want to say, like, without fans there, if I remember. 2017, 2012, 2010, 2007, 2004, 2000, 1991, 1979.
The COVID year, they no one could actually play each other. They had to play NBA 2K. And the
Is that what it was?
The winner got the championship there.
I forgot all about that.
Yeah, you don't remember that? I was watching highlights from some of the NFL games from 2020. It's just wild, man.
Mm-hmm.
Wild and wacky.
Yeah, Charles Smith was an assistant in 1979, has been head coach for the rest of those championships. Talk about a storied career, huh?
Oh, he's something else, man. He's fantastic.
By the way, thank you to Grok for giving me all that information. You know, I'm searching around, looking at all these different resources, trying to find it, and I'm like, all right, let me go to Grok. Typed in, what years has Peabody High School in Alexandria, Louisiana won a state basketball championship? Spit it out in like 30 seconds.
Probably less than that. I mean, I use mine all the time. I might switch. I've been on GPT for a while, but I might switch over to something for a little bit and see how that goes for me. Is Grok an app?
Yes, you can download it as an app. If you have a Twitter account, you just sign in with that.
You have to pay for it.
I think it has a paid version, but you don't have to.
Paid versions are significantly better.
Yeah.
By the way.
Usually.
Mm-hmm. I'll probably pay. I paid $20 a month on this one.
For ChatGPT?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. It's a great tool, and it's going to take us over.
Does it keep you entertained?
At times, yeah.
Really?
I don't use it every day. Maybe I do every day, but I use it more for some other things.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I wish the AI could dance for me tonight for that competition.
Oh yeah, you're in Dancing with the Cenla Stars.
Yeah, Alexandria Country Day School event. It's at the Randolph Riverfront Center tonight. I don't even know what the time is, to be honest with you, but you can still buy tickets at the door.
Why would you?
I know when I have to be there, but you can buy tickets at the door. We're going to be like right in the middle, right after the intermission, so we have to even wait longer. But we had a rehearsal last night. We're definitely not going to win, but we'll be there. And, yeah, we'll be there. I don't even know if I can say what song we're going to dance to. It's from Al's Day, I think, so.
Really? Like a disco song?
I think like 80s. No. I think it was the 80s, maybe 70s.
Can you give us, like, the artist?
It's Conga.
Conga?
You know, come on, baby, mama, did we do that Conga?
Oh, yeah. That's Gloria Estefan.
Yeah.
The Miami Sound Machine.
That was 80s or 70s?
Mid-80s. Yeah. 86-ish, probably. Wow.
Yeah.
All right, so make sure this video that we have posted afterward.
I'm going to suggest your name for next year.
You've been listening to Talkback. The opinions expressed were those of the hosts and callers, and not necessarily those of Cenla Broadcasting.